Exploring bobber type bikes, a comprehensive guide. What are bobber type bikes? Their origin, their discovery, and the founder of these bikes. Top 3 brands currently in the world, and top 3 upcoming models of bobber type bikes under 5 lakh rupees. Before we delve into the specifics, let's define what bobber type bikes are. Bobbers are a unique style of motorcycle that emerged in the early 20th century. They are known for their minimalist design, stripped down appearance, and a focus on a low sleek profile. Bobbers usually feature a hardtail frame, a lowered rear suspension, and a solo seat. The handlebar are often high mounted, and the front fender is typically removed or shortened. Origin of bobber type bikes. The origin of bobber type bikes can be tracked back to post-World War II America. Returning soldiers wanted to customize their motorcycle for speed and style. They began modifying Harley-Davidson and Indian motorcycles, removing unnecessary parts and enhancing performance. These modifications eventually gave birth to the bobber style we know today. Segment 3. Discovery and founder of bobber type bikes. The discovery and popularization of bobber type bikes are attributed to a group of motorcycle enthusiasts and motorcycle builders. However, one name that stands out is Arlen Ness. Who was Arlen Ness? Stay tuned in the video as I'm gonna talk about this legendary motorcycle designer. Now let's hop on to the segment 4 of the video. Top 2 brands of bobber type bikes. When it comes to top brands in the bobber segment, there are a few manufacturers that consistently produced high quality bikes. The first on the list is Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson is synonymous with the bobber style, offering iconic models such as the Sportster Iron 883 and the Softail Slick. Indian motorcycle with a rich heritage. Indian motorcycle boasts impressive bobber models like the Scout Bobber and the Scout Bobber 60, with combined classic aesthetics with modern engineering. Second on the list is Triumph motorcycle. Triumph motorcycle have a very rich history with bobber type style bikes. The first model they ever produced was Triumph Bonneville Bobber and the Bonneville Bobber Black, capturing the essence of the original bobber style. Now let's talk about the segment 5 of the video. Upcoming bobber type bikes in Indian market under 5 lakh rupees. If you are in India and looking to get your hands on a bobber type bike under 5 lakh rupees, you are in luck. Here are few upcoming models to watch out for. The first one is Bajaj Avenger Bobber. The second one is Royal Enfield Bobber, and the third one is Java Perec. Now let's hop on into the details of this particular 3 top coming models. Now let's talk about Bajaj Avenger Bobber Street 220. Bajaj has restructured the Avenger Cruiser brand with the launch of the new Avenger Street. This new iteration is being offered in 2 variants, Street 2020 and Street 180. While the smaller 180cc version is a new addition built to attract a wider audience base, it's the Avenger Street 2020 that really takes forward the legacy of the iconic Avenger brand in India. The Avenger Street 2020 has gotten an all-black treatment. While most of it is dipped in matte black, there are contrasting silver bits like that head shield on the exhaust, while rim tape and a few side panels. The fuel tank may look similar to the one in the old model, but new Avenger logo and the golden and red decals make the tank's area look quite stylish. Bajaj has equipped the Avenger Street 2020 with rubber bellows on the front suspension, forks to complete the full black look of the motorcycle. Braking consists of a drum at the rear, but the front disc now has the option of single channel ABS, an option worth a little less than rupees 7,000 over the non-ABS Avenger. The Avenger Street is built around the same tubular double cradle frame as the old model. Powering this motorcycle is a 2020cc single cylinder oil cooled DTSI engine which puts out 19 bhp and 17 Nm of torque. The engine is paired to a 5-speed gearbox priced at rupees 97,000 onwards. That's the ex-showroom price. The new Avenger Street 2020 doesn't have much competition at the price. Second on the list is Classic 350 Bobber by Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield Classic 350 Bobber is expected to launch in India in December 2023 in the expected price range of rupees 2 lakh to rupees 2 lakh 10,000. Currently available bikes which are similar to Classic 350 Bobber are Royal Enfield Classic 350, Royal Enfield Meteor 350 and QJ Motor SRC 250. Another bike similar to Classic 350 Bobber is Kawasaki versus X300 which is launching in June 2023 in India. The third one is Java Perak. Java Perak is a cruiser bike available in only one variant. Perak price starts at rupees 2,15,000 in India. The Java Perak is powered by 334cc B56 engine which develops a power of 30.2 bhp and a torque of 32.74 Nm. With both front and rear disc brakes, Java Perak comes with anti-locking braking system. This Perak bike weighs 185 kg and has a fuel tank capacity of 13.2 liters. The Perak is a historic brand for Java, and the name has been restructured by the company for a factory custom bobber. The motorcycle was showcased for the first time during the launch of the brand, and after a year it has been now officially launched in the country. Being a factor custom styled bobber, the Perak is one gorgeous looking motorcycle. It features a typical low slung profile with a longer wheelbase as compared to the other Java models. It follows a blacked out theme with a matte black grey paint job and a black colored theme for most of its mechanical parts. The design is accentuated with gold pinstriping on the fuel tank, side panels and for the fenders. The other biggest highlights of the motorcycle is the floating seat design with the tan brown leather seat that gives the Perak the classic bobber stance. In terms of equipment, the Perak comes with conventional halogen lamp all around except for the tail lamp which is LED. The instrument cluster is a circular unit with a small digit unit for the odometer which has been lifted for the Java standard. The motorcycle rides on telescopic forks up front and a monoshock mount below the seat for the rear. Braking is done by disc brakes at both ends, forfeited by dual channel ABS. As for the powertrain, the Perak gets a slightly larger 334cc engine compared to the Java standard and Java 42. It continues to be a single cylinder unit with liquid cooling, and its capability of churning out 30 bhp and 31 Nm in terms of power output figures. Transmission duties are handled by 6-speed gearbox. For its price and styling, the Java Perak competes against the likes of the Royal Enfield Classic 500 in the market. Arlen is often referred to as the godfather of custom motorcycles.
I'm usually building at least 6 bikes at a time. I mean, I've always have, where you have things started all the time, so you know you're waiting for parts, or you're going to have this done so you can jump over and work on something else, and it makes it nice so you have something new coming out, every quarter, or, every half a year, and it's something new. So it's good for the PR and the magazine articles, and to kind of keep your name out there. I've tried a whole lot of different things, from the antique look to the Bugatti look to the full-bodied bikes. I started to try to bring the drag racing look onto the street. Kind of always stuck to the long, low bike. That's kind of always been my trademark. I always like that look.
History of Arlen Ness motorcycles. Arlen Ness is more than just a brand. Arlen Ness was a living legend of custom motorcycle world, widely recognized for his groundbreaking designs with smooth lines, polished shapes, and small details. He was an innovator, being among the first custom builders to use high-quality parts on his creations. This made him stand out in the bike industry.
My first bike is a 47 knucklehead, and we call it the Untouchable.
The legend was born on July 12, 1936 in Moorhead, Minnesota. He and his family would eventually move to San Lorenzo, California, where Ness' place in the motorcycle world was created. He started racing in the 1950s and, using his earnings from competing in semi-professional bowling leagues, purchased his first bike in 1962, a 1947 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead. He called it the Untouchable. This motorcycle would be the first of Ness' many customizations born out of his own garage, like all of the best American companies. The Untouchable, one of the Arlen's first creation, was among the best creation he have ever made.
Ollie frame, and it was made out of 5/8 tubing, so it was very small tubing. And I used the knucklehead motor, 47 knucklehead, but I had some special barrels that Stan Deshawn made, which made it a 100-inch knucklehead, which was very rare. And the transmission, the knucklehead transmissions were always clunky and everything, so I had cut a Sportster motor in half, and I used the Sportster transmission because it shifted so much smoother. and put a blower on it with the carburetors, and I kept adding every year. I would add more stuff to it. That's the way it looks like it did for those days. This bike was like the first custom that I ever did, because I only had one bike, and in those days I was painting motorcycles in the garage. I didn't have a shop or anything. In fact, I worked a day job, and then I painted at night and weekends. And this bike here, in those days, it didn't look like it does now, because I would recustomize it, every other year or something like that. When you wanted to put it in a bike show or whatever, it couldn't put the same bike in, so you had to make serious changes or to get it put in the show. So that's why I was changing it around all the time. I really enjoyed going to the bike shows and meet a lot of people. It was good times. My wife, what she thought about motorcycles, she was never too excited about them, but she didn't want me to have one, of course. But I ended up buying one she didn't know about.
Early days of Ardennes motorcycles, Nez opened up his first motorcycle repair shop on East 14th Street in San Lorenzo. Here, he started selling a collection of trademark billet parts to the customers, a very new practice in the motorcycle world. These parts were praised for their quality and style. Word got around about his one-of-a-kind approach to bike customization, and soon his work on choppers and roadsters were featured in shows and magazines nationwide. That was the first big break of Ardennes.
Garage, and then at night I had a little store up on East 14th, and I would go in there from 6 to 10 and paint all day, and then I'd go in there to take the paint jobs, and started making a few parts, a fiberglass fender and handlebars and some things like that. I started them when I did quit my job and just worked painting and then running the store at night, and so I'd get ideas to make, well, like I say.
The legend was quickly establishing the appearance standards for custom motorcycle at the time, and his reputation only flourished as time went by. He was inducted in the Motorcycle Hall of Fame in 1992 for his achievements and influence in motorcycle customization. Despite passing away on March 22, 2019 at 79 years old, the legend and his legacy lives on. At their headquarters in Dublin, California, the Ardennes company honors the value of their groundbreaking founder by providing bikers with the most pristine parts available.